Sunwing Airlines.
A staple option for Canadians looking to escape our harsh, snowy, and wet climate and escape somewhere warmer, nicer, where we can just all feel and be better. But has Sunwing been making people feel better recently?
You may have noticed Sunwing being in the news lately, from extreme flight delays, cancellation chaos, and stranded passengers. What does the future of Sunwing look like?
Or is there a future? With the merger with WestJet on the horizon, could this be the end of Sunwing as we know it?
We're Jen and Ryan from Everest Travels. We recently took a Sunwing vacation. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the current state of Sunwing, sharing our experience, the good, the bad, the ugly.
And talk about some of our hopes and dreams for the Sunwing brand's future, if there is one.
The trip we booked was to Cayo Coco in Cuba, flying from Halifax. We had an early morning flight, and while we were tired, we were so excited to get on the plane and start our vacation. To head on the plane.
Morning. This isn't our first rodeo with Sunwing. We've taken it for almost all our down south winter getaways, so we know what to expect. The jet is smaller, making it a cozy ride with your seatmates. One of the great benefits of booking through Sunwing is all guests still receive a free checked bag, but a recent update to their baggage allowance removed carry-ons as an included part of the experience. Now, if you want to bring a bag on board, you'll have to pay an additional $25 per traveler, which was a bit of a surprise for us.
We couldn't justify the new charge, especially with 3 bags already checked. So we opted out of bringing carry ons and just packed in our essentials in our personal items, which are still free. Here we are, 11 ABC, this one over here. Just got on the plane, just cozying up here. The best part about flying to like the Caribbean is being able to see like the beautiful water as you land, and with this window seat, I can't wait to experience that. There was no window next to my window seat.
Yeah, that was my fault. It's not a Sunwing issue. It's just me. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Listen, we all make mistakes, but from there, things just continued to go downhill. The seat in front of me was broken, so the passenger in front of me was taking up a lot of my personal space. And it's already a small plane. You can only imagine I was in a claustrophobic nightmare. Between that and just being tired from the early morning, I decided to sleep for the duration of the flight.
Leaving me to solo parent.
Hey, you took a nap too.
I was just resting my eyes.
While I did sleep during most of our flight down to Cuba, I do remember a few things. They did offer complimentary drinks, but not snacks. You were able to purchase food and meals.
It is a bare minimum type flight and doesn't include all the bells and whistles like the bigger airlines do, such as spacious and comfortable seating, in-flight entertainment with TV screens, or even Wi-Fi.
You're also able to purchase Sunwing excursions on the plane, but this was the last time you'd be able to purchase it in Canadian dollars. The excursions will differ based on where you're going, and the prices seem to be on par with what our expectations were.
If you're still not sure what excursion you want to do, if you want to do one at all, don't feel pressure to make a purchase on your flight. You'll have another opportunity to do it at the resort with a Sunwing representative, but there the price will be in USD. We ended up purchasing the VIP airport experience through Sunwing, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But before, let's land the plane.
I love landing at the Cuban airport. Once you land and get off the plane, you're welcomed by the beautiful warm air. And from there, our vacation begins.
After disembarking the airplane and going through customs, Sunwing will have vehicles waiting outside to take you from the airport to the resort that you booked with your vacation package. We, on this trip, were staying at the Gran Muthu Cayo Guillermo. If you'd like to see what that's like, check out our full review that's already live on our channel.
While at the resort, there are Sunwing representatives on site under the banner Nexus Tours. This is where you can book excursions in US dollars. It's also where you'll learn the time the airport transfer will be picking you up after checkout.
We considered ourselves lucky. We didn't have a Sunwing horror story as our return flights were not canceled or delayed, so we didn't have to shell out for extended hotel stays or be stranded at the Cayo Coco Airport for hours and hours on end. We were able to board our transfer bus back to the airport at exactly the time the Sunwing rep told us.
As mentioned earlier, we purchased the VIP airport experience for $29 USD each. So once we returned to the airport, we're able to enjoy all the perks that came with being a VIP. The air conditioning, the food, the clean bathrooms. You could check all that out and more in our review of the VIP experience, link in the description below.
Without spoiling too much, one of our favorite things about the whole VIP experience, which really enhanced our flight back home, was being able to board the plane early. We actually got on the plane before the people who paid for Sunwing priority boarding did.
Getting on the plane was a stress free experience, and having a window by my window seat was an added bonus as well.
With early access to the plane, we had a chance to look around and get our bearings before it took off. I did notice some sort of white substance in the seat pocket. It reminded me not to put my phone in there ever again. Yuck.
Yuck is an understatement. Ugh. Anyways, as Ryan mentioned before, we've taken Sunwing countless times. So we came prepared for this flight with snacks and iPads with downloaded shows, movies, and games.
Sunwing is going to change, and from our experience and the news recently, we can see why, and it's definitely overdue.
Like most things, prices have been increasing for their vacation packages year over year, but the quality of the experience is decreasing.
With a side of anxiety typically accompanying your booking on Sunwing on whether or not you'll actually have a flight to return home on, and things that used to be complimentary now coming at a charge like carry on bags, we're hopeful that the merger with WestJet will bring an influx of much needed care and investment into the brand, increase in flight experience, better value for vacation packages. Heck, it'd be great if they offer free in flight snacks again.
But there's also the possibility that WestJet just eats up their competition and rolls the Sunwing brand into their already active WestJet Vacations.
Which seems to be what the plan is, but only time will tell. And while our experience this year with Sunwing was not our favorite, we don't want to see it disappear completely. It provides travelers with more options, and with more choice comes competition, which gives motivation for each of the industry players to offer better prices and services for their passengers.
But Sunwing, once operating as its own independent company, now will be a part of the WestJet family. If the brand survives, the illusion of choice remains. But the benefits passengers reap from the competition may decrease.
Overall, we'll remain optimistic. We hope that the Sunwing brand survives, improves, and thrives, but prepare yourself, especially if you have a trip booked on Sunwing in the near future, that it could be your last trip on the airline that has taken you south for years and years and years.